right, so in the homework you're supposed to do the evens. Let's get this. Oh, it's not working here. So we're going to go over just the evens. Your homework tomorrow is going to be the odds. It's not working for some reason. So if you want to do if you don't want to have homework tomorrow, you can, obviously do the odds today. Let's just make this big and look at it. So it says 2.5 hours. Daniel's brother can ride 40 miles on his bike. So the first thing you should do here is write that as a rate, because that's what's going to help you see the next part. So I put my fraction bar. It says how fast is he going in miles per hour. So whatever comes after the per is the part you want to find one of. So that's your denominator. If you ever see per, whatever unit comes after it should be your denominator. So how many hours does it talk about? If you look at this problem, how many hours? 2.5. 2.5 hours. So I'm going to put 2.5 here. How many miles can you do in that time?
40.
40. So we have 40 to 2.5 as our rate. And it'd be 40 miles, 2.5 hours. Now we want to find out how much for 1 hour, for each one. So what do we call that when we want to find out for one? What kind of rate is it if it's for one? What?
Unit.
Yeah, it's called the unit rate. So we're going to find the unit rate. So find the unit rate. I see a lot of people doing it. What are you doing to find the unit rate?
Divide.
Yeah, you're dividing the numerator by the denominator. What do you get?
15.
So 16.
Yes.
And it'd be miles per hour, just MPH. That's our unit rate. I would suggest you go ahead and write this rate first, and then write the unit rate. Any questions about number 2? Here's number 4. We did 4 for the warm-up, so I'll just quickly do it just to make sure you have it, but it should be in your warm-up. I wanted to show you that example ahead of time. Remember, how do we find a unit rate? Divide. So you can pick any two. And if you don't know, I generally put the time on the bottom, so I'm going to put, which one do you want to use? 4, 6, 7, or 9?
4.
We could use this. I would always use the smaller ones, but since we use this in the warm-up, let's just show you that it's the same if you use this. So we'll put our hours on bottom, our denominator. So we have 54 parts in 9 hours. So when you divide, what do you get?
6.
So 6 parts, sorry about that, per hour. 6 parts per hour. Is that the same thing we got in the warm-up?
Yes.
Yes, in the warm-up we did these two, but no matter which two you do, you should get that 6, regardless of what you divide. Any questions about number 4? The times for 3 runners in 3 different races are given on the table. Which runner finished the race with the fastest average rate? So this would be really easy if they all had the same unit, wouldn't it?
Yes.
But do they all have the same unit? No. So what can we find that gives them the same unit? What kind of rate helps us compare things? We did it when we were talking about grocery shopping. We've done it once already on this. What kind of rate? Unit rate. If you need to compare things, you can find the unit rate. That's a great way to do it. So the unit rate helps us compare things, because once we find out how much for each 1 kilometer, it's easy to see which one's going faster. So let's go ahead and find our unit rate. So we're going to keep it organized. A, B, C. So there's the 3 runners. Now runner A. Remember, when we have time, where do we generally want to put time?
Bottom.
Denominator.
Yes.
Usually, anytime you have a time, it's going to be your denominator. That's not always true, but it will often be true. So this person went 5 kilometers in how much time?
34 minutes.
34 minutes. This person, B, went 10 in how much time?
62 minutes.
And I'm just going to put our labels to the side here while we're working. In kilometers and minutes. In 62 minutes. And this person did what?
21 kilometers and 150 minutes.
21 and 155. And you guys told me we need to find the unit rate. How do we find the unit rate?
Cross.
Why?
Divide. We're just going to divide 5 by 34, 10 by 62, so on. So go ahead and do the division.
Okay, that number 8,
What is A?
6.8.
I think you put in the 34 first. Make sure you put in the 5 first. It'll be a long decimal. You'll have to round. Round to the nearest hundredth.
I got it.
What is it, Matt?
It is 0.15000, because I rounded it by the nearest thousandth place.
Let's see. So I got 0.147, and so you rounded it to the 4?
I rounded it to the
Rounded to the
7th place,
hundredth.
and I got 0.15.
Okay, 0.15. Yep. So once again, the number was something like this, and if this 7 makes that 4 go up to 5, so 1500ths. And if 1500ths kilometers per minute, kpm. Do the same thing here. Go ahead and divide.
I got it.
What is it, Caleb?
It is 0.20.
Round it to the tenths. That way we're to the hundredths. Sorry, so we're
I
consistent.
knew it, okay.
One more decimal place.
0.161.
1600ths. So we'll
Yes.
just leave it at that. And the next number is a 1, but it would make it round down to 16. So that's 1600ths kilometers per minute.
I got the next.
All right, what's the last one, Stephen?
Okay, it's 0.135, but it'd be 134.
Or 1. Whoops. So it's you got 0.135. So the 3 would become a what? 4. So 0.14. All right, who finished with the fastest average rate?
Big.
B. So the answer you need to put is runner B. Showing all this work, of course. It's not any good if you just put the answer.
Wait, I was the bigger number the best.
Well, you want to find the ones that's the fastest?
Yeah, but it would take.
We found how much, what we found was his speed kilometers per minute. He's running 1600 kilometers per minute, which is faster than the other two. We did, I think you think we found how
You're thinking.
long it took him to run.
Oh, yeah, you're thinking of time.
We found his speed. Good question, Stephen. So Tia's painting a house. She paints 34 1/2 square feet in 3/4 hour. At this rate, how many square feet can she paint each hour? So if it wants to find each for 1, what is that called for 1?
You're right.
Unit rate. So let's write our rate. 34 1/2 to 3/4. And I know that, so it's be 34 1/2 square feet to 3/4 hour.
Ooh, 40.
So I know that looks confusing, but I mean, don't let that be confusing. Guys, what does a fraction bar mean?
Divide.
Divide. So what this really means, look. What this really means is we have 34 1/2. What does a fraction bar mean?
Divide.
Divided by 3/4. That's really what you're doing. That's all you're doing. So what does that equal?
64. Wait.
46.
It's 46.
What'd you get?
46.
Yeah, 46. 46, and it says how many square feet each hour. So we found how many square feet. And the easiest way to actually do that, whoops, is to do square feet. Just put feet squared. Like that. Any questions about that one? So sometimes you will have a fraction on top of a fraction. You just have to remember that means divide and make it a division problem. All right, this is what we did Friday and Monday. You guys remember doing this, finding how much per ounce, stuff like that? That's what we've been doing. So you guys should be pretty good at this. We want to find the least per ounce. So remember, we talked about putting your money on top. 98 cents, 8 ounces. How much per ounce for this brand?
10, 12,
Divide and see. Is it 12 cents?
12, 14, 12, 21, 12.
All right, what did you get, Matt?
I got 8.16, 30. If you can't round it, unless you round it, 126.
Let's see, do 0.98 divided by 8. Did you put in the 0.98 first, the 98 cents first?
I put 8 divided by
Put
198.
You put in the numerator first. Put in that 98 cents first. Gage?
0.25.
No. Check
I
your.
got it.
What'd you get, Toby?
0.12
12 cents. So that is. All right, we're gonna do. So we found 12 cents an ounce for this first one. Now we're gonna do the same thing with this brand. I'm just gonna do Bright Wash down here, BW. So that would be $1.29. And I'm sorry, I'm sure that's coming through the video. That class next door is playing a video or something. So divide that to see how much that is per ounce. How much? 11 cents. Seems good to me. That's 11 cents per ounce. What's this one? Spotless soap. So that would be $3.14. For 30 ounces, so divide to see how much that is per ounce. Anyone got it?
For the third one,
Yeah, for spotless soap.
10 cents.
10 cents. And then Lemon Bright, $3.45 for 32. How much is that? 11 cents. Seems good to me. So which is the least per ounce? Yeah. Spotless soap. So spotless soap. Which brand gives you the most ounces for $1? I mean, we could reverse the unit rate. I would think it would be the same answer. Let's look at that. All right, I'm sure there's something here that we need to do, but we're almost out of time on the video. I don't want to use up all our time on this because I don't think this is on the test so much. So just know, like, the way you'd figure that out is put your dollars on bottom instead. So you do like 8 over 98 and divide. You do exactly what we did, only the dollars on the bottom because you want $1. The cheapest one should give you the most for $1, but there may be just the way it works out quantity-wise. I'm not sure. So what I would suggest is just for now, don't worry about that. We're not going to do that one. If you do it at home for the fun of it, that's fine. I'll look at it and let you know if you did it right. Let's move on so we save time. All right, this family took a 4-day road trip. They traveled 300 miles in 5 hours. So right now I would go ahead and write 300 miles. How many hours did it take? 300 miles in how many hours?
5 hours.
All right, so this was on Saturday. All right, and then on Monday, on Sunday, or sorry, that was Sunday. On Monday, what did they do?
They drove 3 hours.
So 3 hours
200 miles.
and 200 miles.
Yep.
All right, on Tuesday, what did they do?
They drew 150 miles. And it took 14.5 hours.
That's a 2.5. Let me just clear it so you can see it better. So 150 miles. All right, and then the last day was Wednesday. What did they do on Wednesday?
250 miles in 6 hours.
Now, I'm not putting the units because I'm running out of room there.